Going to the Super Bowl, that sounds pretty good.
The Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
What our team's been able to do up to this point and how they've done it, it's just, we're just blessed.
Young boys ready. Hell yeah. Throw it made. Touchdown. Seahawks. No way.
Absolutely thrilled.
It's a shot downfield. Caught for the touchdown. Hell yeah.
What if I told you that the two starting quarterbacks in Super Bowl 60 were both drafted number 3 overall in their respective draft classes? Boy, did they take different paths to get to this place. Sam Darnold was the 3rd pick to the Jets once upon a time. Jamal Adams was his teammate. And Jamal Adams said over this weekend, man, if only New York had some patience with him, like he was the guy, man. He was going to be the guy. He just needed time. D. Wood, is that revisionist history, or is Jamal Adams absolutely right?
No, that's revisionist history there. I mean, because when we talk about these quarterbacks and them being successful, we always use the word infrastructure, like being in the right place. So much of a quarterback's success is where they actually go to. And so for Sam Darnold, it didn't work in New York. Obviously, the infrastructure wasn't correct. He moved to Carolina. It wasn't until things started turning around when he went to San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, and he started getting things, back on track. And then obviously making the jump to Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell, and then ultimately with the Seattle Seahawks. So listen, we all know Sam Darnold is uber talented, but with a lot of these quarterbacks, you just got to be in the right place.
Right. But how about if a team decides, instead of changing out a quarterback who's good so he can go to the right place, we try and make this the right place? Sam Darnold was on the New York Jets for 3 years. Mm-hmm. They tanked 2 of them. They were terribly coached. They never had a chance at all. Right. He showed you flashes of talent. He showed you that he had the potential to develop. The difference was they thought they could restart this contract clock, which is a huge part of this conversation. But if the Jets had made an honest self-assessment, they would have realized, he isn't our problem. We are his problem. And the idea that this might happen someday is not a surprise to me, and I think it isn't to Jamal Adams and to a lot of other people.
That gets to the issue of turnover in the leadership positions, and we're talking about a cycle with 10 different teams changing head coaches. It's very difficult. You had a different administration running the Jets when they decided, yes, we have to reset the contract clock and draft Zach Wilson because Sam Darnold, we don't have time to, they had to decide on a 5th-year option on Sam Darnold after 3 years. He had started 38 games for them. They felt like they had a representative sample size to make that decision on, and they had the 2 pick. So I think that's what went into it. He probably did need time, but the NFL's rookie contract structure doesn't really grant the team that option to give him that time.
I promise you this is less meant to be a conversation about my comment, less to be about the Jets, because who cares, than about NFL teams in general. But Domonique, he was drafted those 3 years. He was drafted by one coach. They fired that coach after his first year. They hired another coach. He was there for 2 years. And then when they decided to move on from him, they fired that coach and hired someone else. They had 3 coaches in the same span of time that it took them to give up on him, and decided 38 games was enough time to decide that this guy couldn't play anymore. The point I'm making is teams are making these decisions very quickly based on circumstances that go well beyond the quarterbacks themselves.
Not all teams are, though. It's the problem. I think that it's hard to make a decision on a player when you surround him with things that have been ineffective. And I think it's pretty clear that organization hasn't quite figured out what plan they want to go by and how they're going to stick to it and how they're going to draft and support the players that they have. So, I think that Sam Darnold is a good example of it. But I think we have to remember that Sam Darnold hasn't been perfect this year. It's about the situation for some of these players. There's few quarterbacks who come in the league, you drop them off, and everything gets better around him. It's rare that you're going to find that. Most of the quarterbacks in the league that have success have come in a good situation. So, I think Jamal Adams might be right that Sam Darnold was good, but the problem wasn't time. Time wasn't the issue. They didn't need to give him more time. They need to give him better coaching, more protection, more weapons, good support on the defense. That's the stuff he needs. He needs help, not time.
You bring up an excellent other point, which is that NFL teams have decided that if you aren't Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, you're not good enough and we need to move on. NFL teams have all decided that having a good quarterback isn't good enough. They've allowed perfect to become the enemy of good. There are only 4 or 5 quarterbacks. Why are you shaking your head at me, Nick? There are maybe 4 or 5 quarterbacks who could overcome bad circumstances and still look as good as those guys do.
Right. But I think it's not quite true. I think a lot of teams have stuck with quarterbacks that are just good. The problem is, for those teams, they have to pay those quarterbacks like they're great. That's one of the challenges is, like, if your quarterback, you get to free agency and the quarterback has so much leverage because they're like, you want to go back out here and try to find one again? I think that's part of the challenge, which Sam Darnold might have created, is this middle class where you can start to pay quarterbacks less than the next man up gets the next biggest deal.
The problem is there's no middle class when it comes to the NFL. It's either you're elite and you're going to get paid as that, or if you're like in a Sam Darnold type of quarterback, you're still, the market says you're going to get paid like an elite quarterback.
No, it doesn't.
And it's untenable.
He's making $33 million a year. The elite quarterbacks make $55. He's the
Right.
middle class.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's developing out of this.
Well, but he's only one
It's
guy.
new.
Right.
He's only one guy.
Baker Mayfield. I mean, there's a couple other guys that have kind of fallen into that zone, and I think that's what starts
I
to
got a
happen.
solution. I got a solution.
Go.
Abolish the salary cap, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get rid of it. It's nonsense.
Yes.
It's an unnecessary structure that gets in the way. Pay the
I have
guys what they're worth.
I have a different solution we
luck
can
with
get to as we continue. But right now it is time for the most dangerous segment in all of sports, because saying it is not easy. It's time to figure out who gives zero Fox. Domonique has a couple of things that have caught his attention.
Isaac Tesla.
What are you doing?
Is white chest hair considered taco meat? He gives zero Fox about this scoreboard. These kids are ridiculous. Let me see his birth certificate. They gave zero Fox about decorum. Go! Get it, Brooke. Get it. I love that.
All right, Domonique, looking over the past weekend, who gave zero Fox?
We're going to start in lacrosse. I'm a mid-Atlantic guy, so I have respect for lacrosse. Rylan Hartley is the goalkeeper right here, and he is not concerned. He gives zero Fox about protecting the goal. He is more interested in giving out pancakes. Jeff Saturday would appreciate this shot. What a hit. I assume that eventually Charbonneau got up and was healthy. Otherwise, I don't think we would be showing this. Maybe not. But this is an incredible football-style hit. And we're going to go to all the sports that matter. Go to college basketball next to see zero Fox given about anybody under the rim. Get bang on everybody in BYU. That's an incredible dunk, which always looks cool. They did stay on their feet, though. Like, again, to channel my man Jeff Saturday, you got to finish him on the ground and then stand over him. That's how I know you truly give zero Fox. And now, the last one, we're going to boxing, and this might be the opposite. It feels like Darrell gives too many Fox because he's wearing a toupee. Why are you wearing a toupee in a boxing match? You're a black man. It's okay to be black and bald. And you get it punched off your head. Like, that's one of the advantages. We don't get a lot. One of them is you can be bald and it's all right. But no, you're going to put a toupee on and get it punched off your face? That's awful. He gives too many Fox right now. Bam. That's ridiculous. It was nice flapping around, though.
Literally, I have nothing for you. Like, who the hell will wear a toupee in a boxing match? like, why?
Can we see that one more time?
I guess you know you're going to win. You really think you're going to win.
This is hysterical.
You have to know this is going to happen.
Oh, my God.
Either that or you have so much confidence in your defense, you're just convinced you're